is the economic model of crimes. This is a theory introduced by Professor Gary Becker. After that, we go to the detail of cost. According to the economic model, they have the assumption that everyone has their own decisions and think about two things, the benefit and cost, before doing or abstain to do the thing. The third topic is the use of fine and imprisonment. As you know, the criminal sentence in Thailand, we have 5 types of criminal sentence, right? Death penalty, imprisonment, detention, fine, and confiscation. The theory of economic analysis can explain when the court apply fine, when the court apply imprisonment to the offender. The fourth topic is when should we stop imprisonment? You may heard about the prisoner in Thailand. Once the prisoner get the imprisonment for 10 years, right? After 4 years pass, he get released, right? For those who get the punishment of life imprisonment, not so long, about 10 or 12 years, they get the parole and they get the freedoms. There is some base or some logic behind that. And the question is, when should we stop imprisonment? Next topic is more academic than practical. It is called marginal deterrence. Deterrence is something to deter the people not to commit the crimes. And marginal deterrence is a technical term in economics. And finally, this conclusion, what we get from the economic analysis of criminal law. Okay, let's start with the economic model of crimes. Cost-benefit analysis is the basic model of major economies. If you have a friend who study in Faculty of Economics, you may discuss about him, about them, about it. What is the basic model of your study? They may tell you that it is cost-benefit analysis, or in abbreviation CBA, cost-benefit analysis, CBA. What is CBA? And what is the logic of CBA? Have you heard about CBA before? Yeah. The theory said that everyone has the reasons they will do in the situation that the benefit outweigh the cost. If you want to open the restaurant, you think about only 2 things. What is the benefit from opening the restaurant? And what is the cost to investment of that restaurant? In the situation that you expect that the benefit outweigh the cost, you will open the restaurant, right? On the other hand, if you expect that the cost of investment is outweigh the benefit, you will not open that restaurant. This is a Simply logic, simply reasoning, right? Mr. Gary Becker is a professor of economy, he is a professor of law, and he is a judge in United States. He applied CBA with the criminal law, with the criminal decisions. According to Gary Becker, I'm glad to say that his thesis has won the Nobel Prize. Gary Becker applied CBA to the offenders by supposing that every criminal think about his cause and his benefit before deciding to commit a crime. What does it mean? It means that a potential criminal think about two things before deciding to commit a crime or not. If the benefit outweigh the cost, he will commit a crime. On the other hand, if the potential offender estimates that the cost is very high, it outweighs the benefit, he will not commit a crime. And as a result, the law enforcement is effective. Okay? This is the economic model of crime proposed by Gary Becker in the state aspect, in the eye of the state. The state needs an optimal deterrence. It means that every people just live in order. Nobody commit a crime. That is called optimal deterrence. The optimal deterrence occurs when expected cost of the people outweigh expected benefit. Okay? In contrary, when the people in the society think that, committing a crime, we will get the benefit from that, and there's no cost to committing that crime. This is inversion. It means that there will be an offender all around society. This is the state aspect. And in the eyes of the potential offenders, the potential offenders think the same thing. When the cost outweighs benefit, it means deterrence. He will not commit a crime. But when the benefit outweighs the cost in his eye, he may commit a crime. This is very useful to analyze the potential business crime. What is the benefit of criminal? And what is the cost of a criminal? Before deciding to do or not to do an act, what is the benefit of the criminal? Money, property, gain, some gain that obtained from committing a crime. And what is the cost of the criminal? Punishment, right? The cost of the criminal is something that the criminal will get lost, right? Punishment. Criminal punishment is the cause of the criminal. Okay, if we agree that the benefit is the property and the cause is the punishment, I give you one simple example showing the equation of cause and benefit in criminal law. Mr. D, normally in legal textbook, name Mr. D as a defendant. You may think that he is some offender. in that textbook, right? Mr. D stole Mr. P car, plaintiff car. The value of 2.2 million baht. Mr. D sold that car in the black market, obtained 1.2 million baht. In the black market, the price reduced. That's the risk to be arrested, right? 1.2 million baht was the benefit from committing a larceny. Larceny means theft. In Thai Penal Code, stated in section 334, theft or larceny. Okay. His cause was composed of 3-year imprisonment because, as you said, cause of Mr. D is the punishment, right? The punishment or the cause of Mr. D is 3-year imprisonment and 60,000 baht fine imposed by Article 334 of Thai Penal Code. Let's get this fact to the equation. Optimal deterrence means cost outweigh the benefit, right? The benefit of Mr. D, 1.2 million baht, okay? And the cost of Mr. D from committing a larceny, 547,500, come from 365 and 500 plus 60,000. The cost of Mr. D around 600,000 baht. Okay? If this number is real, what happened? If this number is real, what happened? Mr. D will commit a crime. Will commit a larceny, will commit a theft because the benefit 1.2 million outweigh the imprisonment, outweigh the cost of Mr. D. What this number come from? 547,000. 3 represent 3 years imprisonment. 365 represent day per years, right? 500 represent yeah. And what number come from? Which section? Which provision? That say 500 is mean imprisonment per year. No, imprisonment per day. Okay, what is 500? Okay, I said that 500 represent the price of liberty of Thai people per day. Thai Penal Code, Article 30, Section 30 say that every Thai people will have the price of liberty 500 baht per day. They say, the Thai Penal Code said that everybody, you got the value of liberty per day, 500 baht. Only 500 baht. Is it real or not? No. No. Not real. It's okay for someone, but not for everyone, right? Yeah. Which section say that? Article 30, Section 30 of Thai Penal Code, saying that whoever get the imprisonment, no, whoever get the the punishment of fine. Okay? And the offender, the accused who cannot pay fine, he shall be detained 1 day, equal 500 baht. Is it Thai criminal code? As inversion, it means that Thai penal code estimates that Thai people has a value of liberty 500 baht per day. Okay? Okay, if it is real, for those who think that the price of liberty get a 500 baht per day, the price of liberty in 3 years is gonna be 500,000. Okay? And 600,000 for the cost of imprisonment in 3 years and fine. It is not true, it's not real for many people, okay? Because the value of liberty of each people is relative. For you, how much will you pay legally? I insist legally, not bribery. Okay? Because bribery is dishonesty. We will not commit the bribery. And how much will you pay legally for avoiding jail? 1 day, 1 night in jail. How much will you pay? How much will you afford to pay? You don't know. You know, really. Okay, let's think about that. Today, the court give you the verdict and punish you with 1 day, 1 night in jail. Okay? The court render a verdict and saying that you shall be punished 1 day, only 1 day in prison, in Thai prison. I said not Finland prison, not Scandinavian prison, in Thai prison 1 day. And before getting to the Thai prison, you see the announcement of the Ministry of the Justice saying that the government need the money. Okay? The government allow the prisoner, allow the accused to pay legally to the government, to the budget government for avoiding 1 day in jail. How much will you pay? If the announcement say 500 baht, will you pay or not? I pay. I pay immediately because I don't want to get to jail. Right? 5,000 will you pay or not? I pay. Right? Thai prison is very scary. Okay? I'll give you an example to calculate your value of liberty. Okay? 50,000 baht will you pay or not for avoiding 1 day in jail? You won't pay. 50,000. You stop at 50,000, right? 50,000. I pay. I can pay 50,000 legally for avoiding jail. Thai prison is not European prison. Have you visited Thai prison? No? Not yet. No. Not visit as a prisoner. Visit as the student to study visit. Yeah. 500,000 you pay or not? 500,000 to pay legally for avoiding 1 day in jail. Some of my students say 500, I can buy a small car. Just keep that money and just pass 1 day, 1 night in jail. Think about the picnic. just 24 hours. Keep that money and to spend 1 night as a picnic. Okay, if you stop at 500,000, okay, the cost of imprisonment per day 500,000. The value of liberty of your liberty is 500,000. Okay, 500,000. And the cost of imprisonment in your eyes is gonna be 500 million baht. Right? 500,000, 500 million baht for 3-year imprisonment. That outweighs 1.2 million baht benefit. That's why we not commit the larceny. We are scared of the imprisonment because the value and the price of liberty is very high in our eyes. If we would like a car, just buy it. Right? Okay, this is the simple example showing the equation of economic analysis of cost and benefit. Okay. However, Mr. Gary Becker, who introduced this formula, this theory in criminal law, Mr. Gary Becker tried to go further, try to analyze the detail of cost by saying that the cause of the potential criminal composed of magnitude of punishment and probability of apprehensions. What does it mean, apprehensions? Arrest. Mr. Baker saying that the potential offender think about the cause, and the cause is composed of the magnitude of punishment and the probability to be arrested. It means that if the quantum of imprisonment, the magnitude of imprisonment is high, it means higher cost. Or the possibility to be arrested is high, that cause high cost as well. Okay? 3 models set cost of criminal as 1,000 units or 1,000 baht. We assume that 1,000 units of cost can deter all people not to commit a crime from which they would obtain 800 baht benefit. Okay, the benefit 800 and the cost 1,000. That is the stretch. You can set many models to set cost as 1,000 baht. I give you just 3 models, 3 extreme models. The first model, you set the punishment of fine 1,000 baht with the possibility of arrest 100%. 100% of possibility of arrest represent number 1. The full number 1. Okay? 1,000 with 1. The cost of model 1 is 1,000. For model 2, you set the fine as a punishment of 10,000 baht. 10,000 baht fine but the possibility of arrest reduced to 10%. 10%, 10, 0.1, right? 10 divided with 100, 0.1. 0.1 multiplied with 10,000 equal 1,000. Every calculator in the world showing that. Right? Is with that when the possibility of arrest reduced. If you want to set up the high cost or if you want to maintain the cost as 1,000, you have to raise or increase the magnitude of punishment to 10,000. Lastly, when the possibility of arrest reduced to 1%, 0.01, with 100,000 baht of fine, the Model 3 had the result 1,000 baht of cost as well. Okay, it's with that when the possibility of arrest is very low, the police can make an arrest of 1%, but 99% just escape from justice. So the government has to increase the punishment in order to maintain 1,000 baht of cost. Okay? According to Gary Baker's proposal, in the eye of the state, Gary Baker recommend which model to state? Which model that Gary Baker recommend to the state to enforce the law? 1, 2, or 3? In the eye of state, in the eye of the state. 1, 3. Because enforcement of the law costs the state. You have to hire the police, you have to pay for the police, you have to pay for the justice system. To arrest every offender, you have to pay many things. Right? That's the cost of the government. But for Model 3, you pay less. Just arrest 1% of the offender and punish severely. That gives a signal to the people, right? Yeah, it's very scary not to commit a crime. That the highest benefit get to the government. But the theory of Gary Baker is not always true for some society like in Thailand. Because every society has many types of people. For those who love to take a risk, they may consider 3 models differently. But for those who don't want to take a risk, like the conservative people, they may look 3 models at the same. Okay? It's up to the attitude of thinking of each people. What do you think in Thailand? We have more risk lover or risk aversion? I don't know because we have many traffic, right? Hủi Tây Đình is everywhere. At the first and 15 days of the month, someone waiting for the Hủi Tây Đình announcement. Yeah. Okay. I give you the example as well. If you drive along the road and you need a U-turn and get 800 baht for benefit, right? But permissible U-turn is still far 5 kilometers ahead with a lot of traffic. There is a place for U-turn here, but it is prohibited. And you risk being fined. Which one can deter you? You were in here. Okay? This is a car and you are the driver. You have two choices, only two choices. Make a U-turn at the prohibited area to get 800 baht from the other side. That's your money, 800 baht. And the punishment of prohibition U-turn is 1,000 baht fine. Okay? The second choice, second option is just not U-turn, just obey the law. And you will face the traffic. A lot of traffic in 4:30 p.m. And 5 kilometers ahead is permissible U-turn. And you estimate that if you not U-turn here, you will lose 800 baht. Okay? Because it's the last day. And last hour to pay 800 baht to you. Okay, there's only two choices. Just U-turn. Just U-turn. And get 800, or not U-turn and will not get 800. What would you do? Okay, first situations. The fine 1,000 baht, okay? According to Thai Traffic Road Act, whoever violate the U-turn sign shall be punished with 1,000 baht fine. Okay? The fine is 1,000 baht and possibility of arrest 100%. What does this mean? There is the honest policeman standing here. This honest policeman never accept the bribery in his life. It means that when you make an arrest, he will give you a ticket and you have to pay 1,000 baht for sure. Okay? No bribery, no negotiation. No. This is not Jack. This is not movable Jack. Okay. That honest policeman just stare at you, just looking at you. What will you do? You turn or not? Really?
I just want to be prepared.
You will not U-turn, right? You just follow the law, okay? Yeah. I think everyone in this class will not get a U-turn, right? No, because your cost for violate the law is 1,000, but you just get only 800 baht benefit. It's not worth. It means that in this situation, the law can deter you. Okay?